We've talked about a lot of stuff that Donald Trump has said. And again, I don't want to go over this. I don't want to talk about this for too long. I'm angry in the middle. I'm not a liberal. I'm really I'm in a holding pattern on the Hillary email thing, this whole new thing with Anthony Weiner. Can you imagine Wienergate could be the end of Hillary Clinton? But at the same time, we don't know anything. There's all this hubbub since these things came out. This letter from Comey to the GOP and other people, the leadership in the Senate and the House, saying there may be something in Anthony Weiner's computer relevant to the Hillary Clinton case, right? There may be something. He has no clue. And for the GOP leaders to release this to the press for completely political purposes, it's like a Hail Mary pass for them. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't think it's going to change anything unless something comes out in the next week. There is something in those emails, and there is something incriminating. Maybe it's one of the emails she deleted, supposedly, right? And because of that, she is incriminated by something in this email that it's something new. The chances of that happening are very slim. Worst case scenario, there's an unsent email to Hillary that Anthony forgot to hit send, and it's a dick pic. But I am sick and tired of hearing Donald Trump say that this is a third world country. You know what third world countries have? They have rigged elections. We don't. They don't have democracy. They have somebody with a lot of money buying everybody and saying, you should like me because I have more money than you. And everybody else, no minimum wage, no health care, no freedom. The things that might make this a third world country in some people's eyes are not the things that Donald Trump is saying. If anything, black kids getting shot by cops, that's a third world country kind of thing. Like, all the stuff that the Democratic Party is fighting for keeps us from being a third world country. Not starving in the streets, health care, minimum wage, so that people that work their asses off can afford to pay rent, can afford to feed their kids food that allows their brains to grow. Third world country, people get shot for not agreeing with your sorry ass. You becoming president would make this a third world country. And talking to your deplorable base, the people are like, yeah, USA. Did you see that guy? Oh, I saw that guy. Now, I do agree with Kellyanne Conway. We don't need to focus on this one idiot. That's not the majority of Trump supporters, but a lot of them are those idiots. But taking away a good living wage for workers, a wage where they can actually support their families, health care that people can afford. People make more money in this country than they ever have before in many ways. There are people that are hurting out there because business has left the country, but there's work out there, and there are people that are working, and there are people that are working full-time wages that can't afford to go to the doctor, that can't afford to live in a safe place, working their asses off. And there are other people that are making great money and have no sympathy for those who aren't. Like, oh, well, I'm doing what I need to do to get by, so I'm going to vote for the guy that's talking to me. Until you lose that job, and all of a sudden, oh, everything sucks, everything's bad. Oh, it was okay before, but yeah, now. They were complaining all the time. Fuck them. I need help now. All of a sudden, there's these people that really don't have it that bad. Don't have it that bad. Or the people that want help And the states, oh my God, the states that are driving up. I'm not really into the whole liberal and conservative thing. I hate the labels. I hate everything. California currently has a Congress, a state Senate, state Congress that is taking healthcare to task. And they're having the smallest increases in prices for Obamacare and other things. It's now like one of the cheapest places in the country because their legislators are attacking the problem, or actually doing shit, attacking the problem. Arizona, prices are going up 116%. Why? Because the Republican conservative, let's deregulate. Let's let health companies charge whatever the fuck they want. And I hate the idea of regulating price. I hate the idea. I am a capitalist. I am a fiscal conservative, political conservative at heart. But the purpose of a government, when the private sector fails, is to step in and to help fix the problem, to rein in the greedy shit. Greed is not good for the majority of the people. Greed is good for the few people that can make money off of the greed. For everybody else, fucked. So when you go to the polls, educate yourself for one. Please educate yourself. Don't just vote party line. I love my father. My father has never voted for a Democrat in his life. And probably 50% of the time, he voted for the right guy. Because a lot of time it is a flip of the coin, right? A lot of time it is lesser of two evils, like the presidential. I mean, yeah, it's a false equivalency. Donald Trump would be a terrible president. Hillary's corrupt as fuck. But she'd be a decent president. So it's not the same. It's not flip a coin. But for a lot of people, it is flipping coin. I am eating mini Oreos and it's making noise. Yeah, you're fucking up my video with eating it. It's all your fault. Oh, I thought that was yogurt with mini Oreos. It's just mini Oreos? Oh, I thought you were trying to be healthy. I was like, oh, I was going to make a joke. Your yogurt isn't that healthy with all those Oreos in it. No. But no healthy, just Oreos. So, hey, Nabisco. So, educate yourself. This is not a third world country. If you think it's a third world country, please get on a boat and go to a banana republic. Go to some country in Africa. Go to a simple website, I forget the name of the website, Global Rich List or something like that, .com, and you put in $10,000 annual income, American, and you're in the top 16% of income wage earners in the world. You're in a place that below poverty line here is well off. Now, in those countries, it's probably a lot cheaper to live, maybe, like $1 a day. Like, they don't have internet, you know. Yeah, it's a third world country because I live in fucking nowhere and my internet service sucks. But in most of the places in this country, you have access to healthcare. It may be expensive, but you have access. But you have access. You can go to the emergency room and get health care. They're not allowed to deny you health care. It may not be the best health care in the world. It may not be the best health care in the state. But if you go in, God forbid, you have no money and some idiot comes up and stabs you in the neck and you're able to hold it and get to the emergency room. You have no insurance, you have no money. They're going to take care of you. You'll be, I'm not, you know, it's not a perfect system. It's not a cheap system. But according to Bush, just go to the emergency room. Lie about your name. You don't have ID. Lie about your name. And you'll never have to pay for it. I don't necessarily agree with that. Too many people do that. It makes it expensive for everybody else. I don't like it when people abuse the system. But if you're screwed and you have no other option as a survival, not as a way to beat the system, but as a survival necessity, go ahead and fucking lie the shit out of these people and get better. And then be grateful, right? But how many people are out there, and I've had people on here saying, oh, like, I want to limit assault rifles. I want to have better background checks at the gun shows. I want to have, let's use Hillary's term, comprehensive gun laws, comprehensive reform. I don't want to take your guns away. You already own a gun. We're not going to take your gun away. I don't want this. I don't want that. And in the response to that from somebody was, oh, so what do you do when somebody's breaking into your house? When there's a home invasion, what are you going to do? Like, you need a bazooka for that? You need grenades? You need assault rifles? You need gear? You need survival shit? If you honestly believe we're living in the end times, you don't need more guns, you need fucking therapy. It's cheaper, a lot of times. You need therapy. You need a different church, probably. Zombie apocalypse. And you don't even need a gun for zombie apocalypse, because when the apocalypse happens, you can only hoard so many bullets, right? These nut jobs have thousands and thousands and thousands of bullets. That if Canada could invade the north central area of America, and we wouldn't even need our army. There's enough like scary shithead militia types, right? Private militias, families, that have been fucking each other for inbred shitheads that have so many guns and so many bullets that God bless them. If Canada invades, those shitheads in Montana and Minnesota and Wisconsin and some places, right? Not everybody. I'm not talking about everybody from Minnesota. I'm talking about the scary apocalypse now shitheads that live up there that honestly believe that we're living in the end times. And you need to have hundreds of guns with thousands of bullets, and you absolutely need to defend your home. And you're in Montana. It's cold. Mexicans aren't coming there. I mean, some Mexicans are okay, but tiny little skinny people don't go to Montana. I don't want to sound racist. I'm not going there. That's why I'm going with this. But your worst fear is the FBI, because you're doing some shit. You're doing some scary shit. Or Canada gets fed up. Canada needs the wall more than Mexico does. Because there's more scary, shitty people in this country than Mexico. I'm sorry. I see a Mexican, I see tacos. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I see great food. I see great people. I see great culture. I see wasps. I see bad dancers. I see shitty American TV dinners. I see scared, ignorant fucks. I'm sorry. And I don't mean to attack my people, my peeps. But you're scared of the Mexicans? Yeah, some Mexicans sell drugs. Most of them don't. Some black people are in gangs. Most of them are not. Some Muslims are radical Islamic terrorists. I don't have a problem saying it. But getting them to say, like the whole Republican things, they won't even say Islamic radical terrorist. Some Muslims are scary shits. Most of them are scary shits because the few people that manipulated and talked them into being suicide bombers are some scary, shitty criminal folk. Most of the people that are actually criminal, or that actually do the bombing, they're just really fucked up. And that happen to be Muslim. But Timothy McVeigh wasn't a Muslim. The shithead in Charlotte that shot people in a church wasn't Muslim. There are people that do shitty things of all races and creeds. There are assholes and morons in every group of people. There are fucked up, mentally ill people in every group. So let's stop hating and fearing somebody because of how they look, just the color of their skin. Look into their eyes. Do they have the scary eyes? I know a lot of white people that scare the shit out of me. I look in their eyes and I see, wow, that's a dude on something that's ready to do something. I see people with brown skin, olive skin, red skin, yellow skin. I don't see what you see.
Which camera are you looking at?
Both. I'm going back and forth. I don't get it. And the people that are like, I for years I've been fearing, if we don't start treating certain people with respect, I mean, how long can the black people or the Mexican, the African Americans, the blacks, the Muslims, how long can they put up with shit before they rise up? Now, less likely because the Second Amendment only applies to white people in this country, apparently. The freedom to walk around with a gun out. If you're white, oh yeah, we shouldn't question that shit at all. But if you're black with a gun, cops got to shoot you. You got a license? You shouldn't have been black. All cops? No. Some? Too many? I'm not saying a majority, but too many. There are too many. It's not half of Trump supporters. It's probably not even 10% of the country. But there are too many out there. It's not a third world country.